Well, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to Palma de Mallorca, where we are currently at stand 10, ready to do the second leg of this trip back to Bournemouth in this TUI Boeing 737-800. Weather here in Palma, pretty stunning day at the moment. Weather in Bournemouth, not so much. I believe that there is a storm forecast for the north of the UK at the moment. It's currently the 4th of August. The south, the weather isn't perfect, but we've got stormy conditions. However, nonetheless, it's not a very nice day into Bournemouth. So, we're on VATSIM. Not much going on at Palma. It is Monday afternoon, around 2:30. I believe there was a Lufthansa on the ground. Other than that, it's just us. Boarding is in progress alongside catering, so let's jump on board and get this aircraft prepped for departure. Okay, so we are back on board the aircraft. Boarding and the catering service are both pretty much complete, so we need to get a wiggle on. So started with the pre-flight checklists. Oxygen tested and 100%. Window heat we will slap on now. Pressurization mode select auto flight. Instruments are set. Parking brake is set. And the engine start levers are both in the cut-off position. Our FMC is asking us to enter the IRS position, so let's do that now. Pause in it. We are at LEPA, Palma de Mallorca. We're at stand 10. And we'll just grab the GPS left position there and stick that into there. Origin, LEPA, as we've already established, heading down to Bournemouth, Echo Golf Hotel. We will request the flight plan from SimBrief, select the route, and request that in there. While that is loading, we'll just have a quick look at the weather. Palma, looking alright, winds decent, good visibility, 29 degrees, lovely. Into Bournemouth, we're looking at winds are not actually too bad. I thought they'd be worse than that. 6,000 viz, light drizzle, broken 600. To be fair, I was anticipating it to be worse than that. Still not fantastic by any means. However, it could be a lot worse. Now let's just load that route up. Whilst that is loading, I'll just have a quick double check of the runway new to departure, which is runway 24 right today. So once that's all uploaded, I'll just stick in 24 right into the route page, activate and execute that there. 24 right will stick into the runway page. So I'll have a quick flick through the route, and then I'll get back to you when we're going to go through our departure, and yeah, we'll just see what the departure is going to be looking like, and we'll go through the briefing. Okay, so we are ready to put our departure in. So we go to the departure arrival page, LEPA departure 24 right today, and we are on the Drago 4 Alpha departure, and we'll just execute that there. I will now insert the charts so that you wonderful people can see exactly what I'm going to attempt to fly. So there we go. It's going to be a 24 right departure. We're going to go to BACAC and make a right hand turn to Alpha Delta X-ray, and then a slight left hand turn to Drago at flight level 100. We will just make sure that is all in there, which it is. There's no discontinuities that I'm aware of. That's absolutely fine. So we will head over to the very trusty takeoff calculator that last time nearly had us flinging into the road next to Bournemouth Airport. However, I will put my full trust in it yet again. Not because I trust it, because I simply cannot be fucked to calculate these speeds myself. So we've got, using engine takeoff today, would help if I filled in this page. Reserves today, 1.1 on the reserves. I believe we're using cost index 15. I have to double check. I have so many cost indexes stored in my mind from various airlines. We're cruising at 360 today. The average wind component is 317 at 022. Oh, I forgot the 7. Come on. 317 / 022. Stick that in there. Transition is 6,000, sorry, which is correct. Execute that, we'll go there. We don't need to go there. N1 limit, it's going to be takeoff. So full power today, 49 degrees, not quite full power. I don't know why I said that. Using flaps 5 as per. We'll stick the trim there. That means nothing to me until we enter it. V1146, VR148, V2152, which is absolutely fine. We'll stick that into here, 152. I will set cruising altitude of flight level 360. Just really wish this thing was faster because it is really tedious when you're just scrolling your little mouse scroller. Let's get to 360. Gives you bloody cramp. We're so nearly there. There you go, 360 set, and I'll just grab the runway heading today of runway 24 right, which is 237. People would normally assume it would be 240, but it's not actually always the case. Normally it is slightly out by a couple of degrees. I went the wrong way, 237. Just set that up now. Okay, VORs are on. We'll get both flight directors on. LNAV, VNAV should now become available for us. I am now just going to finish up preparing the aircraft for our departure. Back with you with the before start checklists. We're pretty much ready to go. I reckon 5 minutes or so and we'll be good to go. Okay, so we are ready to go on stand. We've got the ground crew working on it at the moment, but we'll just run through the before start checklist. Flight deck door closed and locked, fuel checked with pumps on, pack signs on, windows locked, MCP set, takeoff speed set, CDU pre-flight check completed, rudder trim 3 and 0, taxi and takeoff briefing not yet completed, so let's run through that now. Takeoff briefing has been, but I'll bring up the taxi charts for us. We're at stand 10, push and start nose to the left. We will take Lima Echo, left hand turn onto Echo North, and we will hold short Hotel 2, runway 24 right. We've already gone through the departure briefing, so you know what we're doing there. Anti-collision lights are confirmed on, so that's the before start checklists complete, which is perfect timing. Nose to the left GSX, and we can release the parking brakes for them. We have got transponder on. I didn't actually check to see if there's anything behind us, which I probably should have done, because we've got no ATC, but I'll just have a quick look. I'd really be surprised if there is anyone creeping up behind us on a Monday afternoon in Palma. There is not, I can confirm. So let's start engine numero 2 as we are in España. Right, so we're just starting engine 2. Let that fire up here. So we've got N2 rising. ET is now on its way up. So I've decided to show you guys a little bit more of what I actually do on the flight deck rather than just cut it to the main parts of the flight. It will mean the videos are slightly longer, but you kind of just get more bang for your buck. Not that you're paying for anything, but you get my point. So just waiting on engine 2 to finish up here.
It says take a look around as the nearest one
Clicks to the right, which it just has done. We are now good to start engine 1, which we shall do.
just follow the low-level lights. In the unlikely event you're told to evacuate.
Palma's an airport I've flown from so many times. It's normally always on this route, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's a route that it's an airport it's a nice one to fly into. You frequently have air traffic control. The air traffic control is decent. So yeah, it's just one that you become familiar with over time, and especially when you've been there, you just feel more inclined to actually do a flight there, and a flight there feels different once you have been there in person. I say that the terminal building here hasn't even loaded, so hey ho. Parking brakes are set. We'll let GSX know we've had a good engine start, so they can just continue doing whatever they are doing on the ground. We have had a good engine start on both engines, so we will now begin to clean up the aircraft a little bit. Get that off, get probe heat on. Packs on, isolation valves to auto, and that will be us done there. For taxi, generators on, probe heat is checked on, anti-ice required, isolation valves are on auto, engine start switches will put to continuous now, flight controls will be checked shortly, and then ground equipment will be clear. Flight controls, full left, full right, full up, full down, speed brake out the way, rudder full left, rudder full right, neutral, flight controls checked and are fine. We will put auto brake to RTO, set flaps 5, set the trim, which is 5.89. Again, another tedious thing, spinning this bloody wheel. Yeah, that'll do me. 5.89 set. Flaps 5 green light set. Ground equipment are now gone. So let's just run through the before takeoff checklist. Flaps 5 green up already established is correct, and stabiliser trim has been set for takeoff checklist complete. So, with that all said, we are now good to begin our taxi. So, let's release parking brakes, grab taxi lights, and we'll begin our taxi. We've done the before takeoff checklist. The only thing we need to put on will be the strobe lights once we approach the runway, the landing lights, and turn TCAS to TARA. Sound a bit here. I actually know how loud it's going to be coming through. But yeah, we'll take our first left, followed by the first right. Okay, so we are ready to go. And we'll be on to link north. Got an aircraft to the right hand side there. You can't quite work out from this angle what it is. I think it's a Lufthansa. Yeah, it is Lufthansa. A3 something of some sort. Got another aircraft just departing here on the left hand side. Again, I'm not entirely sure what it is. We'll soon find out. Looks like another Lufthansa. I did see two on the ground as I was loading in, but I mean that was ages ago. It can't be the same ones, surely. Okay, left onto Lima Echo. We're then going to take our next right-hand turn onto north. Here in Palma, they've got two taxiways that run parallel to each other, either side of the terminal, north and south. It's quite confusing when you first fly here because they say taxi north, and you know I'm there like, what do you mean north? Give me a taxiway. But yeah, once you get that out the way in that stage of idiocy, you soon realise that you were being a clown and you should have read the charts, which is something that I frequently do not do. However, we are now taxiing away. I don't believe we're going to have anything else inbound or departing whilst we are going to depart. So as we approach our runway holding point, we'll get TCAS TARA set. Set the strobes to takeoff position. Warning, okay. Data stream up and switch to offline mode, fantastic. Well, that's good. Thank you for that. I don't really know how it's going to affect the sim at all. However, we will soon find out, I suppose, won't we? There's November 1, I believe we're Hotel 2. right. Could be wrong. No, Hotel 2, that is correct. It's going to be the next left-hand turn. There's nothing inbound on VATSIM, so I'm just going to go straight ahead with the rolling takeoff for runway 24. Right. Alright, fantastic. So let's make that left-hand turn onto the runway. Some nice scenery in the background, got some mountainous terrain of Mallorca. Fandabby-dozy. Right, making that left-hand turn onto the runway. I really do hope that the takeoff speeds are a little bit, or the takeoff power is a little bit better than the last time we departed from Bournemouth. However, we are lined up, engines up to 50%. Let that stabilise. Engine stabilised, toga. Clocks are on. Takeoff thrust is set. We're stable.
80 knots.
There's 80 knots. Oh, bumpy runway there. Jesus. B1 and rotate. And away.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Unfortunately, guys, I'm not going to be hand flying this one much out of here today, primarily because I have to be somewhere. So I need to get this aircraft cleaned up as soon as humanly possible. Right, it's autopilot engaged, altitude intervene once we climb up to 360, get rid of that, that comes down there. And there we go. Goodbye Mallorca, back into Bournemouth we go. Yeah, weather not looking fantastic, a little bit different here in Mallorca, unfortunately, for our London passengers who are returning from their holidays. Right, after takeoff checklist, with that I'll bring flaps up. After takeoff, engine bleeds on, packed auto, landing gear up, off check, flaps up, green light, or no light, sorry. Flaps are coming up at the moment, so we'll just await them to go to the no light position. And fantastic, no lights. Okay, I'm going to shoot. I filmed the cruise, you can see some fantastic views of my aircraft, and I'll be back when we are around that top of descent area, and then we can go from there. Hello everyone, I'm so sorry to disturb the cruise and the fantastic vibes that were going on there, but I am about to plan for the arrival. We are slightly early, but I just want to get it done. I like getting these things done early, so we go to Bournemouth. We are ILS 26 today. We're taking the Thread 1 Sierra arrival into Bournemouth. I keep nearly saying Heathrow, into Bournemouth. I'll just bring up the chart so that you can see what the Thread 1 Sierra looks like. Very, very complicated. We go down from Thread to Neddle, and then we will vector ourselves into runway 26 to Bournemouth. I will just draw a rough baseline as to what that vectoring is going to look like, so that you can just kind of gauge what we're going to be doing. So we come in over the Needles, over the south of England, and then into Bournemouth. So with that, if I just bring that up here, it's Thread to Neddle, then the discontinuity to CF26. So ILS runway 24 left, as we've already established. So it's a Bournemouth 2500 you want to be at, but that's not actually there. Sorry, that's I'm looking at the wrong airports. That is fantastic from my part. ILS runway 26. And then 4.5 is 1,500. Yeah, that's right there into Bournemouth. That is correct. Init reference, we'll just do flaps 4145, 110.5 for the ILS. So we'll just put that in down there, stick that in there, and 110.5 is there. 255 on the course. So we'll just set that here. 255. 255 set there. Looking at the weather into Bournemouth, still going to be Cat 1, light rain, visibility 6,000. Yeah, so it's still going to be Cat 1 approach into Bournemouth. So minimum is 231. Let's check the right chart up there. Yeah, minimum's 231. So I'll just set here. Minimum's 231, set left and right, and I'll set it up here to 250. And that's us pretty much done. I'll arrange the actual arrival speed once we are a little bit closer and the winds are more accurate at the time. But yeah, once again, I will leave you to the music and the views, and realistically I'm probably going to fast forward the approach for you, so you can watch it happen in fast motion, and then once we're pretty much on the glide, I'll come back and you can see how badly I can land into Bournemouth.
When I was young and I think that they knew me, we shared a silver spoon and middle name. And as years went by, things stayed the same, but not that they could see. I wonder if they ever felt the same. And someone said you drown the ocean rain, by the thought that you would stay. And I close my eyes and wonder why, oh why it had to go all down a bit like this. And here's the twist, baby blue. Self-esteem and open up.
Okay, so we are just vectoring to the localizer for runway. Just remind myself what runway we're blooming landed on. Runway 26, and there's a couple of aircraft on the ground at Bournemouth, which I'm quite surprised about. To be honest, it's not something you see that often at Bournemouth. I'm just having a little look to see what their movements are. So they're both on stand at the moment. You've got one light aircraft and you've got another TUI aircraft on the ground. So we're just descending through the clouds. I'm really surprised we're not feeling some more turbulence here. You've got a bit of weather on the radar here. We've got a crosswind of 30 knots. We can't feel anything. Odd. Maybe it's something to do with the SIM, I don't know. But at the moment we're pretty stable up here. I'm just going to engage the localizer. And I'm going to decel down to 180 just so we can get the next level of flaps. But we should be down on the ground relatively shortly. I'm just going to get a bit of speed brake out here just to get us down a little sooner. Swing a left in here. We are now established on the localizer. Runway 26 into Bournemouth. it's trying to slow down a little bit. The aircraft for some reason is speeding up. We've got speed brake fully extended. Can't really slow down our rate of descent because we're pretty much on the glide. Hopefully by the time we've lined up, it'll be a different story, but I'll just let Bournemouth traffic know what we're doing. Bournemouth traffic, Tom Jet 5, Juliet Bravo. We are on about a 10-mile final, runway 26. Okay, so Bournemouth traffic are aware of our intentions. We've got speed brake fully extended. I'm going to take it to 160 till 4 now.
2500.
Yeah, that should be about right. Yeah, speed is coming down now, which is what we want to see. Our final approach speed today is actually 159 knots, just because of the winds that we've got here. I have taken auto brake 3 just because it is a relatively short runway here at Bournemouth and I don't want to risk overshooting it. But we can expect a bit of traffic, bit of weather once we get a little closer. Let's take flaps 5. Gear down. And we're on the glide now. Rid of speed brake. Flaps full. Okay, so we'll just have a little look. The landing checklist, engine start switches, continuous. Landing, speed brake.
Traffic.
Is armed.
Traffic.
Traffic warning there, not sure what that's about. I'll have a look in a sec. Gear down, green light, flaps full, green light. What traffic is that near me? Oh, it's the light aircraft. He's doing circuits, better be careful of him. But he is aware of what we're doing, so he should be more careful. Right, with that said, I'm just going to take control of the speed. So the speed of the aircraft is mine. Once that's stabilised, we'll take full control of the aircraft. It's quite a strong headwind, about to enter some weather.
1000.
Down a bit. Okay, speed is stable. My aircraft. Right, let's see what we can do. Bringing it into Bournemouth. Weather conditions not fantastic, but we do have the runway in sight, and we're pretty much cleared to land, as much as you can be cleared whilst on Unicom. But it is pretty much direct headwind, so not too concerned about any crosswind action here. We're just being blown slightly to the side. Reduce that thrust a little bit so we can decel whilst descending. Not coming in too low, we don't want to do that. Yeah, we're slightly high at the moment, just bring that throttle back a little bit more.
400.
Slightly high now.
300. Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums.
And we will continue.
100. 50.
Sync rate.
20. 10.
And there we have it down on the ground. I mean, we nearly lost control of it as we did touch down. However, we are on the ground at Bournemouth. I don't actually know if we can backtrack that far down. Yeah, we can. Okay, so we'll backtrack all the way down to the end of the runway. Very dark in here. Very dark in here. As we land, I just need to find the wipers. Let's see how they're going. I know they're not necessary, but it just adds a little bit to the immersion. So guys, I just want to say a massive thank you for joining me on this flight. It's probably one of the worst conditions we have had weather-wise coming into an airport. I think we did all right, given the circumstances. Touchdown wasn't too bad, but yeah, this is where I'm going to pretty much end the video. So I just want to say thank you once again for joining me on today's flight, and yeah, I really do hope to see you on board another one of my flights very soon.
Open up the door, and I asked why you had to go and change. And I hope that you would force my hand or simply change my mind. Oh baby, why'd you have to go away?